You're watching Guude. You're watching Guude. Trying just to save our lives. Got you laughing every night.
Hello guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode here on the vanilla server. As always, it's Jason, and we are right where we were whenever we were last together. I don't remember exactly what we were doing. I mean, we were probably making a railroad track. That sounds like something we've been doing for a while now. But I don't know why I don't have any food. Oh, I snorted. Alright, so I do remember that we had decided that we were going to make the way... Oh, it's up here. Right. Alright, let's start making the walkway up inside of this area here. Let's also eat some of this pig. So, not a lot's happened in between last episode and this episode. So I did miss quite a few episodes though, with being gone and busy and stuff. So there's quite a few things that have happened that I haven't talked about. I haven't talked about going to TwitchCon. I haven't talked about my office flooding. I haven't talked about I don't know how to get up here. I don't know the best way to go up here. I almost think like right through here. I haven't talked about going to the premiere for Minecraft Telltale. I really haven't talked about anything that I've been doing the last month or so. So it's been pretty busy, obviously, as you can tell by the lack of some of the content that I do. Alright, we're up here. Let's think about this. Get rid of some of these trees up here, I think. I think we clear this whole area off up here. So, TwitchCon was the end of September. Jeez, it's almost November already. October, man, it just flew by. And it was in San Francisco, California. And it was alright. I don't think I don't know why I was there. I had fun. It was good seeing people. I wasn't feeling well for one of our panels. It was actually the panel I submitted. So for the first time ever, I missed a panel I was supposed to be on. It's never happened before. Always made all my panels in the past. But it was the transitioning your content, which at the time, when I first submitted this panel to Twitch, like whenever TwitchCon was announced, Aaron was like, "Hey everybody, if you got any panel ideas, be sure to submit them because we need as many panels as we can come up with, you know." So I was like, I could do that. I could be helpful. So I submitted, and this is when I first I was like, I'm gonna start streaming more, and because my internet was feeling good, it went back to shit pretty quickly. So yeah, I submitted the transitioning your content panel. And then I proceeded to not really ever stream on Twitch again. So it was kind of weird that I was even on that panel anyways. But I was just the moderator, so I wasn't going to be answering a lot of the questions. And then the members of the panel were Captain Sparkles, Max, God, what's his channel? Gassy Mexican, and Seth. And so... And funny enough, Jordan had a Maya Night panel. He had to be that lined right up with it. So you had to be at the panel 15 minutes early. So you had to leave the transition your content panel 15 minutes early, before the end. So he was only there for the first 45 minutes, and then he left, and then it was just Seth and Max. So yeah, I felt pretty bad about that, but Seth took over for me, and he said it went really well. So I guess it's okay. There was some other things that had to happen that were very not thought out. No, I don't think it was the fault of anyone in particular. I just think that there was an idea that was had, and no one really thought the idea through very well. So an example of that was the there was this gaming lab area that was on the second floor, and it was just like a whole bunch of computers, like a LAN, where anyone could just come and play, and that's cool. And they had it set up. I mean, this happens at pretty much every PAX, everywhere. There's always a PC lab. I don't know why it's called a lab. It's not like a laboratory. But anyways, it was there. It was a thing, and we were scheduled for 2 hours to game with fans playing Minecraft, and from what Erin knew, and what I think she had told them that she wanted it to be. I don't really know. I'm not throwing her under a bus or anything. I don't really actually know if she told them this is what she wanted to be, but at least what she understood it to be was, like I said, the LAN, and you could come and go as you please, and just play some games with some fans. And that sounded like fun. So Chad and I were supposed to do this thing for Game Changer. It's a charity. And then after we did that, we were going to go over there to do the gaming lab, right? Well, Chad walked over while we were waiting for Game Changer to get set up, and just to find out, what the deal was, like all the exact details of this gaming lab. And the Twitch guys were like, "Are you a streamer? Fuck, you're supposed to be here already, man. You're supposed to be 20 minutes early." And Chad was like, "Oh, well, there's a whole bunch of us that are going to be here, so this shouldn't be a problem, right?" And like, "Well, man, we need to get you mic'd up." And so Chad comes and gets me. Oh, God, it's happening. He's like, "Dude, we're needed right now." And I'm like, "What? What do you mean we're needed right now? What for?" And he's like, "The thing." And I was like, "Okay, well, let's go." And so we go over there, and they're like, "Are you streamers?" And we're like, "Fuck, I guess so. I don't know. I mean, I've streamed before. I don't know." And they're like, "Okay, get this mic on." And we're like, okay. And he's like, "All right, you're going to sit over there." And we're like, "Over where? What?" And he shows us the seats we're going to be sitting in, and there's 4 of them. And we're like, "What the fuck?" We're like, Chad and I look at each other like, "What the fuck is going on right now? Like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? We're doing what? What's happening?" And so he mics us up, and we're still like so confused as to what the fuck is happening right now. And Seth's there too, and so Seth gets mic'd up as well. And then there's some other guy. I don't know who this guy was. I think his name was Ryan, if I remember right. I'm almost positive that's what his name was. We didn't get to talk. So, anyways, let's just move on from Ryan for right now. So we get mic'd up and we sit down, and he's like, "All right, you're gonna be live in 5 minutes." We're like, "What? Live what? What do you mean we're gonna be live in 5 minutes? Live doing what?" He's like, "Okay, playing Minecraft. Playing Minecraft for 2 hours." Hi. I didn't hear you. You just kind of came out of nowhere. And so we're like, okay. I guess we're playing Minecraft for 2 hours. Wow, the game audios. Well, no, that was in sync. Like the leaves were like way out of sync. And I didn't hear that zombie a second ago. Game is acting weird. Minecraft acting weird? Nonsense. So anyways, the time comes for us to go live. So this is actually a thing. Like, we fucking go live, and right before we go live, so like, God, who was it that showed up? I think it was in the Littlewood, that showed up, and he was like, "Oh, look over there, guys, there's a sign." And we're like, "What do you mean there's a sign?" And he's like, "See the sign? It says you're supposed to be doing a scavenger hunt." We talked about this on the podcast, so some of you may already know this story. And so so Martin goes over and he takes a picture of the scavenger hunt for us. He brings it back on his phone. He's like, "Here it is. Here's your scavenger hunt." And we're like, "Okay." And then so Seth takes a picture of that picture, and then I take a picture of Seth's picture. I mean, this was kind of funny. It's not really relevant to the story, but it was humorous as we were picturing the pictures. So I think I want to use our standard wood. I feel like these guys are going to come up on me any second now. I thought I'd chopped a bunch of spruce wood in between episodes. Or not in between episodes, in the last episode. What the fuck happened to all that spruce wood? Did I chop a bunch of spruce wood? Oh yeah, you found a way. You're like nature. Finds a way. Alright. Seriously, I have all this oak wood. Well, that's right, I just chopped all this oak wood, you dumbass. Of course you have all this oak wood. But seriously, don't have any spruce wood? Fuck me. What I wanted to do was, spruce wood stairs. I guess we'll do oak stairs. We do have all this oak wood, after all. So the scavenger hunt was fucking retarded. Again, this is not, I'm not blaming anyone for any of this. This is just how it all happened, okay? Listen to feet prints. Aha! I knew they were coming close. We start to scavenge and hunt, as you do. And the list of things were a block of coal, a torch. I don't remember them all, but it was the only thing that was difficult was there was a block of gold was one of the requirements. But Chad found a village that had a fucking bunch of gold in it, and then the server was set up really weird too. So like, no mobs were spawning naturally. At the end, I found a spawner, and the spawners were spawning, but not just normal mobs. And there was no nighttime, and the caves were empty, so it was just like, okay, and like, so Chad finishes the scavenger hunt in 15 minutes, most, and then it's like, all right, well, just fill that 1 hour and 45 minutes now. I'm not having. There's something really weird going on with my sounds. Like, I'm not making damage sounds when I take damage. Minecraft, get your shit together. So I end up suggesting that we do a monument to TwitchCon. I mean, I was literally pulling shit out of my ass, and it stunk. And so that's what we end up doing. It was dumb, and by the very end, at one point Erin shows up, and I hear her telling the people, "No, this isn't right. This isn't how it's supposed to be. What is going on here?" And I'm like, "Yes, save me, save us both, save us all." Oh yeah, so only one side of the mics were live at a time. So like Seth and I would be live. Well, okay, at first all four of us were live. Me, Seth, Chad, and Ryan. And we're just live not only to the internet, but to the whole fucking floor we're on. So we're being like broadcast over these loudspeakers to the whole fucking floor. And we couldn't hear each other. We could hear... There was a creeper over here, I swear. Like, I could hear Seth, because Seth was sitting beside me. But then Chad couldn't hear Seth or I. Chad could hear Ryan. I think his name was Ryan. And then we couldn't hear anything they were saying on their side, right? And we didn't know Ryan. We had no idea who this guy was. So, like, you know, trying to have good banter as well. And it's like, who the fuck is this guy? I mean, no offense to him. He was, thank God, someone else was there. We just didn't know him. So it was like, you don't know what to even say to him. Not that we could have heard him anyway, so at least Seth and I. Hey, you bringing me an apple? Eventually, he left. Ryan just left, probably because the whole fucking situation was fucked. We should have took notes from Ryan and just got up and walked away. I don't know how the hell he got out of it, but he left at one point. And then MK the Worst came and took his seat, which we couldn't hear anything MK was saying either. Seth and I, that is. At some point, they stopped broadcasting all four of us at once, and they would like switch between. So it would be like Seth and I would be doing something, and they would be broadcasting our perspective and our audio. And they'd do that for a little while, and then they'd go back to MK, and but they weren't telling us that they were doing that, right? So we could hear ourselves over the loudspeakers. And then at one point, I couldn't hear myself anymore, and I was like, fucking fantastic. I guess I'm done. And so then I just stopped talking, or really doing much of anything. And then, like, the guy comes over, and he's like, you're live. Why aren't you doing anything? It's like, fuck, what? What do you mean I'm live? I couldn't hear me. And then that's all you hear of the loudspeakers. What the fuck? You couldn't hear me? So, I don't think the guys that were running it knew what the fuck was supposed to be going on. And they were doing their best to make something happen. And I think the same is true of, like, us. We didn't know what the hell we were getting ourselves into. And we were just trying to make something good happen. So that I still don't know where the fuck you could see it at on the internet. Like... was live somewhere. I've yet to have anyone say that they saw this thing that we did. So for all I know, no one has ever seen it. How the fuck did you spawn in there with a shovel? I mean, not that the shovel's like an amazing thing that you spawned with, but still. I feel like it's lit. Is it not? This is so lit, man. Lit, man. It's like a Litman does like tests. Litman test. Litmus? It's a litmus test, isn't it? I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Alright, so you come up here. And if you want to go back, it's that way. And if you want to go forward, it's the... Am I talking to a bunch of idiots? No, I don't think so. So I don't have to say stupid shit like that. Alright. I don't know. I don't know why I was telling you which way was forward, which way was back. Obviously, the opposite is true. After you know which way is one. All right. So we come up here. I kind of want to flatten this out, honestly. And maybe put down like a floor, even. No. So that was really the only awkward, strange moment I think at TwitchCon. Other than that, it was all overall a good convention. I think it was the thing about conventions is you expect one thing and you never get what you expect, I find. Like at TwitchCon, I was like, I have no reason to bring business cards with me every day. There's no reason. I'm not going to be talking to any game developers or anything like that where I'm going to need business cards. I did have one meeting scheduled with Skype, and so I did bring some business cards to that. I brought two. I bought these stupid Moo business cards. They're not stupid. I don't know why I called them stupid. They're really nice. I like them a lot, but they're like the size of 3 cards. They're because they have like a color layer. Like it's like one layer that's like your business information, then a layer of color, and then another layer that's like and each layer is the size of a normal business card. So it's like it's the thickness of 3 business cards. And I imagine that most people that receive them from me instantly hate me because the problem I have is I only carry around like 2 of them with me at a time because of how fucking thick they are, and they don't go in your wallet worth of crap because they're so damn thick. Same with a business card holder too. You can put like 6 of them in there, and you're carrying around this thick ass thing that only has one purpose, just to hold business cards, and it just feels really dumb. So I am not a fan of the business card holder. I don't use that product. It's not a product for me. It reminds me of Alton Brown. Alton Brown is really anal about kitchen products that serve one purpose. He says the only product in your kitchen that serves one purpose that's allowed is a fire extinguisher. Everything else needs to be a multi-purpose tool. If it only does one thing, then fuck it. That's not his exact words, but that's basically it. So that's kind of how I feel about business card holders. They only hold business cards. They do nothing else. Fuck it. So anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so yeah, I met with the Skype people. I didn't bring any business cards or anything else, and the whole second floor ended up being like industry. It was like a trade show is what TwitchCon ended up being like, which is not what I expected. I expected a non-trade show, It almost was like E3 in a way. It was like a mini E3 with a bunch of streamers there. One of the afternoons, so the first day, once they're shutting it down, they had not thought out their end of day thing, because there was panel rooms on the second floor, and there was also that gaming lab that I talked about, but that was also mixed in with all the education. So like Twitch education was any company that makes products that just integrate with Twitch. So like an example of that is like GameWisp. Where it has the Twitch integration, and you can tie your Twitch account in and get like a pseudo sub button that's just through GameWisp or whatever. Like I could tie this in where if you're subbed to me on Twitch, you get something on like now if you donate, you get videos early, or you get access to the server, the Minecraft server. I could set it up where if you're a sub on Twitch, you would get the same type of thing. But for me, Game West was all about Extra Life, so I'm not gonna muddy the waters with alternate things, I guess. And so like Stream Pro, I always want to call it Steam Pro, and I have to like force my mouth to say Stream. StreamPro.io, Twitch alerts, Skype, you name it. Well, no, that's not true. There was a lot. There was a lot though. Not you name it. You can't name anything and it just be there. But there's a lot of different things there on the education lab. So that area was supposed to be secured after 6 p.m. and it was shut down. Problem was that the gaming lab went on to like 10 o'clock at night, and there was panels being held in that room there on that floor until like 10 o'clock at night. And it's an open floor plan, so like once you come up the escalator, you're on that floor, and so there's like nothing keeping you from just walking right up to like the Game West booth or whatever. And obviously they want to be able to keep their equipment there every night. So the security was trying to get everyone off that floor, but then you have, and the funny thing was, Twitch staff wore these purple Twitch shirts that said staff, but at PAX Prime, they had given everyone the same exact shirt. If you were a partner, it just said partner, but it was the same exact, it was like a jersey type shirt where on the back of it was the year you joined Twitch and your name. So they looked exactly the same. So like the security guy comes up to me and he's like, "Oh no, you're staff." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." He's like, "But you're wearing a staff shirt." I'm like, "No, I'm not." He's like, "It's the same shirt. These are the shirts they told us to look for and to get rid of everyone else." And I was like, "Well, I'm just a partner." And he's like, "For fuck's sakes." He's like, "How the fuck am I supposed to keep track?" He like loses it. Like he's like has like a breakdown. It's like me and Mike, the CEO at Game West, just standing listening to this guy. The security guy have a breakdown about how he doesn't know how to do his job because it's not clear. And he's like, "And how the fuck am I supposed to get everyone off this floor when these people are over here for the gaming lab and there's a panel going on back here?" And we're like, "Oh no, man. Good luck." Felt really bad for the guy. It was kind of sad. I imagine that he eventually worked it out. Like, it was funny because then he came back by at one point and he was like, "So can you go then since you're not staff?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can. I'm going to help these guys get their stuff though. So I'm going to wait a minute." And he's like, "Okay. That's fine." And like, yeah, the Game West guys are allowed to be there because they had paid to be on that floor as an exhibitor. It was good. All in all, the convention was good. We ran into a snafu going in. The like Seth, Sevidus, all the Nerd Fusion guys really had their trip paid for by Twitch, and then like me, Chad, and BTC were just on our own. We're not that important. So we had been told early on that they would, since their hotel was paid for, they'd have 2 beds. So we could split up how we wanted. It's like, all right, well, that works out pretty good. We won't have to get a house because it doesn't make sense to get a house just for me, Chad, and BTC. And honestly, the site we used for houses was really messed up for San Francisco. Apparently San Francisco is going through some kind of transition where they're not happy with these rental properties, so maybe that's got something to do with it. I don't know. So last minute, like 2 days before we have to fly out, we get told that Twitch went ahead and buddied everyone up. So like Seth was booked with Sevidus, and so on. And so like Chad, BTC, and I are just like without a room. Well, Chad decides he'll sleep on the floor. So he brings, his little mattress with him or whatever because he was driving up. And so that works out for him. And then BTC could sleep on the floor in one of the other rooms. And so that left me just like fucked, basically. Seth offered, he said he would sleep with Sevidus if I wanted to take his bed. Because I don't think I could sleep on the floor, honestly. I'm just too old, man. There's just no way. I would be miserable. And not that there's only so much floor space anyways, right? But I didn't want to put Seth out of his bed. I mean, the man's got his own bed. It's paid for. He should get to sleep in it. So I didn't want to do that to him. So I ended up booking my own room. Now, granted, I guess I could have taken Seth up when I was on his offer and not booked my own room. But it didn't feel right. So booked my own room, and the cheapest fucking room that I could find that was anywhere near this convention center was basically $500 a night after taxes. So this was the most expensive convention I've ever gone to, and there was like there's nothing for me there. I mean, not to sound like negative about it, but you know, it's not the convention that makes any sense for me to be at. Obviously, I made the decision to go, so I can't blame anyone but myself. But I wanted to be there for the first year. I wanted to see what it was all about. And I mean, it is a service that I had hoped to use a lot. I was going to give YouTube Gaming a chance. I honestly was. Oh, it's about to get dark. I'm going to go back over here so we can sleep before I make this journey. But like most things, it seems to be ran on nepotism. I mean, to be honest, Twitch is ran on nepotism too. Nepotism just runs this industry. It's all about who you know and who you've slept with. not really. Probably, actually. There's probably quite a bit of that. But not for me. But, it really is about who you know. And that's really what it comes down to. Like, you can be the best content producer in the world, but if you don't know the right people, you're never going to get... Well, yeah, it's not necessarily always true. You can still get somewhere. But it's a lot easier if you know the right people. Let's put it that way. And that's what YouTube Gaming feels like to me. It feels like, I reached out to the people that are behind it. I'm not going to name any names, so I don't want to throw anybody on their bus or whatever. I mean, it's easy to look up who's all behind it. But I reached out to them. I have contacts that know them. And, it's basically said that Mindcrack would be interested in what they have going on and, whatever. And I got no response at all. And I continued to try to contact them. And I got invited to the beta as a viewer, not as like a content creator, because that makes a lot of sense. And so I checked it out on my phone, installed the Airplane, whatever the fuck it's called on iOS that lets you install apps in beta access. It's not called Airplane. I can't remember what it's actually called. Hang glider. It's something to do with the air. Area? No, I don't know what it is. It's something. So install that, and I checked it out as a viewer, and to me, it's like I don't understand why you would go there over just anywhere else on, like, why would you go to YouTube Gaming over just YouTube.com? Like, it does not make sense to me. I don't understand it. I can understand that they're trying to make a gaming area that's centric to gaming, and that if everyone goes there, it makes sense. But when you go to YouTube.com, there's not even a mention of it on the front page or anything. There's no advertising for YouTube Gaming that's happening. And then when you actually go to YouTubeGaming.com, you see the people featured that are friends with, the people running everything, and that's it. And so, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense. So I guess I'm just not the right person for this site. But what did make sense to me was that, I've built an audience on YouTube, and I haven't built an audience on Twitch. So no offense to Twitch, but it just makes more sense, like from a business standpoint, to keep your audience in one place. Now, there's pros and cons to that, obviously. It's kind of like... if you put all your eggs in one basket and you drop the basket, then all the eggs are broken, right? So diversifying your audience isn't necessarily a bad thing, but trying to build a second audience sometimes is not as easy. I mean, obviously, basically all I'm going to do is leverage my YouTube audience to make them Twitch followers in the long run. And so if you look at it like that, it makes more sense to not try to transition these people to a different site. Just bring them the content on the site they already know you on. So that was my logic here when it came to YouTube Gaming, and so I was going to give it a fair chance, and whatever. I tried to be involved, and I was not good enough to even get a response. So whatever. What are you going to do? I'm not bitter about it. I don't really care. It doesn't look like the whole thing is going to work out in the end, honestly. I mean, maybe they can pull it back around with more time. I don't know. Right now, it's had a really bad launch, and so I think it's kind of like early access games. If you don't come out swinging and bring to the audience something that's memorable, then they're just going to move on. It's like a new restaurant. You go in once, and if you go in and have shitty service and shitty food, you're not going to be like, well, I'm going to go back next week. So anyone that goes over to YouTube Gaming right now to see content, they're going to end up just pointing their browser back at Twitch because there's no live streams happening on there. And the ones that are, there's only 200, 300 people watching. So, yeah, I don't think it's definitely not successful right now. That's for sure. It has potential, I guess, to be successful. It's a huge site. They're obviously doing something wrong. I'm not saying that I know the solution or anything. I think one thing would be, I don't know how you run these type of things without nepotism coming in. Like, no matter what you do, you're going to end up showing favoritism to people because that's the people you know. It's kind of like, if I'm going to reach out to someone to have something made, like an artist, for example, I'm not going to just go and tweet it out. I'm going to go to the artist that I've got to know over the last 5 years. So I don't really fault the people behind YouTube Gaming for, or any of these sites. Twitch is one of them too. You see people featured on the main page, and a lot of times that's because they know the right people. I'm kind of surprised that Ko's never been featured. He, the reason why I think is because he doesn't ask for that type of stuff. He doesn't play the game. Because he does technically know the right people that he could probably make it happen. He just needs to play the game. And I don't think anyone really wants to play the game. It feels dirty. I think some people just end up doing it out of necessity. And then maybe some people just don't have that same part of them that makes them feel dirty whenever they're cheating people. I don't know. I don't know what that's like. I kind of wish I did, because I feel like I have some pretty good ideas on how to scam people, honestly. But I would never want to do them because it just doesn't feel right. So it's like, man, I could probably scam the shit out of some people, but, well, I wouldn't want to do it. Anyways, I have apparently been rambling for 30 minutes. I didn't have a timer going today on my phone like I normally do, because my phone is outside so that it gets a signal, because I'm expecting a phone call. So, which doesn't sound like it makes any sense, but the phone call will go to my watch so I can run outside and get it. I looked into buying a signal extender, and they're ridiculously overpriced, and so I just got bitter about it and didn't buy one. It's like, I could afford this, but you were too expensive to make any sense to me, so I'm not giving you my money. It's not really that logical. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. I will make another one some other day. That's all I got. But yeah, I guess that's the story of TwitchCon. I don't know. Oh man. There was a woman on my flight back, and I'll have to tell you about her. But that's a story for another day. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I don't know if I really want to find this spider or not. Oh God! Fuck! Are you fucking serious? Oh my God. That's number 3. And what episode is this? Episode 11. I said if I die before episode 10, it's gonna quit. Died 3 times before at episode 11. It's pretty awesome. This game's awesome. What the fuck was that? I need to make a big marquee in this area right here that says the Walk of Shame or something like that. I don't know if you can hear, but my company's in the background watching it. He's having a hard time not laughing as I fucking fell. So many times, so many videos, me walking right through here, sighing my way along, just ashamed. I wonder if those 3 saddles will still be there. I know I've learned one thing, that if I see them, I'm going for them. If I have to jump down to get them, I'm gonna go get my shit. I'm not gonna just talk about it and be scared of a spider down there and let it despawn. It's not gonna happen. I should probably build a walkway or something from the spawn point to my house, because I definitely make this walk quite frequent. Maybe a minecart system or something. I need a damn railway. Surprised the grass is still growing here and worn down.
I've covered all the adjectives. I've called it